What is happening, guys? Welcome to, I think, our Jordan eighth Tuesday meeting. Yeah, we're 2 months in. So thank you to everybody who has been here on all eight of the meetings, and thank you to everybody who's at home just watching some of the recordings. So today we wanted to kind of take a deeper dive into GHL, into the automations themselves. The last 2 weeks, obviously 2 weeks ago was more about the social media presence, your online presence. How are you generating the leads? How are you getting people to see your face? How are you getting in front of people and piquing their interest, if you will? Last week's was all about websites, the funnels. How are you actually converting that person from a lead or from just eyes and engagement into an actual lead? And so we felt like today would be good to kind of take a deeper dive into the CRM, how to convert these people from leads then into clients. How are you staying on top of them? How are you texting them? How are you emailing them? How are you reminding yourself to actually follow up with them? So, as you can see, it's just me here today. Jordan and Craig are both here, but they'll be back on the meetings probably starting next week. So, um, yeah, today we're going to run through three of the most used automations in my day to day. I'm going to kind of show you guys three distinct use cases. One is around cold outreach, how we use and utilize GHL to do cold outreach. We'll text and reach out to sometimes 300 to 400 people within a day. It's a great way to really optimize your time and only have conversations with people that are interested. I'll show you how we could utilize iMessaging within GHL as well. The second use case is going to be paid inbound leads. I'll show you guys exactly what we're doing to try to convert Meta leads, Google leads, what those automations look like inside of Go High Level. And then last but not least, how we use open house forms within GHL to automate our open house follow up. So I'm going to kind of take a deep dive into three use cases that we use on the day to day within GHL, and then we'll open up to kind of Q&A. Um, the great thing and the worst thing I think about GHL is you could do so much with it. And I guess let me back up. GHL is Go High Level. This is the CRM that every agent at Link has access to. So if you do not have a Go High Level account, GHL account, High Level, no matter what we call it, it's the same thing. It's your CRM. If you do not have it set up yet, reach out to Krems and we'll jump on with you guys and walk you through on how to set up your own CRM. So everything that you're going to see today for Link agents is 100% free, 100% accessible to you, and it takes all of 45 seconds for us to snapshot some of these automations that we have for ourselves into your account so you guys can start using these by the end of the day today. So, yeah, if you hear GHL, Go High Level, CRM, any of those words, it all is going to mean the same exact thing. And it's what I'm going to show you guys today. Um, I guess backing it up a second as well, within your GHL account, you can text, you can have a second business line, you can send your emails, you can build funnels, you can build websites, you can build a ton of automations, which is what I'm really going to focus on today. If you want a more just kind of like high level of Go High Level, no pun intended, in the school module agent launch, we have a whole kind of section. It's like a 15-20 minute video going over the basics of Go High Level and the contacts versus the opportunity cards and the dashboard and just how to really navigate it. So there's some already pre-recorded trainings there around it. So if today seems like it's a step past that and it's all around automations, don't worry, we have some great pre-recorded trainings on that already. Um, Before I jump in, a couple things as well. We have our open house module that is now live in the school platform. So if you guys haven't already seen it, you can go into the school platform under classrooms and you could see the open house module. It's about 8 parts, should take you guys 1 to 2 hours only to really kind of watch through and get the content out of. And what we really go over in that is how to set a better open house. Every year we close a handful of deals from open houses. I'm a firm believer that open houses are a great way to generate business if you do them right. So in that course, we kind of go through the common mistakes that we see agents make both at Link and at other companies, how to kind of prevent that, how to set up your open house for success, and how you could really try to convert these cold open house leads into clients that close. And so we walk you through step by step. There's going to be some GHL automations in there. There's going to be some about flyers, about best practices and circle prospecting. So definitely all go check that out when you guys have some time this week. I think it's a great course. And yeah, second kind of update for agents that are in Southern California, mainly. If you are out of state and you want to come in for it, feel free to. But we are going to be doing another content day, October 23rd,
Thursday, October 23rd. Yeah.
Thursday, October
12 to
23rd, from 12 to 3 in La Cresta. So that's in like the Murrieta area. 20, 30 minutes from the Canyon Lake office, probably 45 minutes, an hour from the Encinitas office. So no matter where you're kind of coming from, um, obviously all link agents are welcome to that. We'll be sending out a text probably today, later today, maybe tomorrow, whenever it is, giving you guys a little bit more information, but be on the lookout for that. October 23rd, Thursday, call it 12 to 3, 12 to 4-ish, depending on how many people come. So yeah, a couple of housekeeping items, but I will jump into GHL now. Can you see my screen? Yeah, I hope so. All right. So first one we're going to take a kind of dive into is how we set up our open house forms and automations. So we use GHL instead of having your typical pen and paper and you're sitting there and you're asking somebody, hey, can you please sign into my open house and leave your name and your phone number and your email address and whatever it is. We have it all just done online. Once again, in the open house course that we just pushed, we'll give you guys kind of best tips and tricks on how to get people to actually sign in. But this entire automation is going to be built all within GHL. So you don't need to pay for any third party anything. And you can do it all right here. So what we do is we just build a form within GHL. So if you come over to the marketing tab, the sites tab, go into forms, form builder, you could create just a very, very generic and basic form. So on ours, it's as simple as what's your first name, last name, phone, email, and then anything else we should know about you. So as we're having a conversation with a potential client that's coming into an open house, we'll ask them, where are you moving from? Where are you looking to move to? Why are you moving? Are you looking to upsize, downsize? Do you need more space? What's your budget? Anything like that. We let them kind of put in whatever they want to this anything we should know about you section, but then we make it a requirement, obviously, for first name, last name, phone number, email. The great thing about GHL and having it all in one spot is once somebody submits that form, it's already in your CRM then. It's automatically starting this automation that is our new open house lead automation. And so triggering from when the contact created or when the form is actually filled out, we're able to assign that lead out to one of the users. So depending on who's sitting in the open house, maybe it's for myself or maybe it's for Andrew. We'll update the contact field to its the source was from an open house and it's a lead. And then we'll put in one of the other custom fields what open house they came from so that we could filter them out on the smart lists at a later time. But most importantly, lead comes in, they're automatically going into your CRM. They're automatically going into this automation. It's assigning it out to whoever was sitting in the open house, and then it's waiting 2 hours. After a 2 hour time period, it's going to send them an email thanking them for coming by the open house, and most importantly, explaining what other value they can get by working with me and Andrew or from you by working with a link at the end of the day. So we will say, hey, hi, contact first name. It was such a pleasure meeting you at the open house on this address. So I'll actually pull the correct address so they remember where they met you from. We want to follow up, share a little bit more about the programs that we offer clients who work with our team. Go a little bit about how it's a big decision and here's some of the benefits that they could use. I'm tying in all of those funnels that I went over last week, like our bundle and save funnel, our buy before you sell funnel, our traditional sale funnel, or our instant cash offer funnel. And I'm sending them all the information on it and saying we'd love a chance to learn more about your goals and show you how our programs could give you a real advantage on your next purchase. Once again, this is done 2 hours after they sign in. So from this person's eyes, we just got done sitting in an open house and I'm going through and doing a quick email follow-up with everybody. But at the end of the day, I could be still at the open house. I could be driving home. Be doing whatever I want to do. I know that my immediate follow-up's already handled. after I send that email, I'm going to wait 15 minutes and then I'm sending a text from GHL as well. So I'm going to just send a very straightforward text. Hey, first name, this is once again my name, with the listing at referencing that property again so they don't forget where they met you from. It was great meeting you at the open house. Thank you so much for coming by. If you have any questions about the property, let us know. And if there's anything we can do, we're happy to help. I'm going to reference the email I sent 15 minutes prior to that. So hopefully they've already seen the email. They opened the email. Within GHL, I could track obviously the opens and the clicks so I could see who's actually interacting with these emails. Um, but I'll do a text follow up after and just saying, hey, I just shot you an email with some information about some of our client programs where you could save up to $20,000 on your next purchase by working with our team. So even if they don't see the email, if they open the email and threw it in the trash, they're then getting this text follow up that's hopefully kind of piquing their interest and saying, oh, I don't really remember how I could save $20,000. Let me go look at that email. Hopefully they know how they could save $20,000 because it's included in our flyer. It's obviously something we always talk about with our bundle and save program, things like that. Um, but this is just a very, very small example of like the first touch points that we use the automation for. When that open house lead gets entered in the CRM, it also starts a 12-month drip campaign, all about our team, past sales we've done, case studies about the bundle and save program, how clients are able to save a whole bunch of money with us. And they're getting that follow up for a 12-month period. We really just threw this in a couple months ago to do a little bit more immediate follow up so that we're not dropping the ball on anybody. Um, I know back in the day, I would always say, oh, I can go in and I'll be the one that actually follows up. And I'm going to set aside 30 minutes after open house and I'm going to go through it. I'm going to call everybody. I'm going to text everybody. I'm going to send an email to everybody. And it sounds great in theory until you have a super successful open house because you did all your circle prospecting prior to, and you have 30 or 40 people that came in. And right after the open house, you have a family event that you need to go to, and you have to jump in the car and you're driving over there, and you get home at 9 p.m. that night, and you don't want to text somebody at 9 p.m. at night because why would your agent text you at 9 p.m. at night? And you wait for the next day, and then something else comes up. So I'm sure every single agent has been in that exact situation where they had a successful open house, they had a ton of people sign in, and they really meant to do something with them. And life happens. So this is by no means a crutch that you need to like fully rely on. We will still go through and we will call all of the clients that come through. We'll still do some personalized texts if they don't respond after a couple of days. But it really just makes sure that anybody who does come is at least getting a couple of touch points. Obviously, you guys can build this out as long as you want. Within the CRM, there's a ton of different automations you could build that I'll get into in a little bit. Um, if somebody responds to a text, then it could remove them from a workflow. So you're making sure you don't follow up with the same person 4 or 5 times. You could test different wait times. So send a text first and then send a text every day for 12 days. Only when they respond are they going to be removed, and different types of emails. So by automating it also makes it super easy to test different things, do A/B testing, what's getting emails to be opened, what's getting text to be responded to. Um, but yeah, so that is one quick example of how we use GHL to automate open house follow up. Um, I want to show you guys how we're using it for some cold outreach as well. So switching over to a different account, we are using a company called Sendify. I'm not recommending everybody needs to go do this, but for $200 a month, they allow you to use iMessaging through GHL. So I'm sure everybody gets texts all day from the green phone numbers. And when it comes in, I think it kind of just like raises an eyebrow sometimes, especially on cold outreach. So this company comes in and it's $200 a month. We have a corporate discount with them, and it allows you to send iMessages instead of SMS, which is still kind of, we're waiting to see how much better it converts. They say it's like a 3 to 4x on the conversion. Um, but yeah, so I'll keep you guys kind of updated if anybody is interested in doing iMessage in GHL. Just know it is a possibility. It's a bit pricey, once again, at $200 a month. But if you're doing a ton of either paid lead gen and or cold outreach, I think it's worth it. Um, but yeah, so this is an example of the kind of cold outreach cadence that we're using right now. This is all for potential notice of defaults, expired listings, notice of sales. You always hear people say those are the type of leads you need to be hitting. And if you are like me and you don't really love getting on the phone for 3 or 4 hours a day and getting told no a ton of times. This allows you to be doing some cold outreach without having to actually be pounding the phones to start. It's kind of a cheat. Like it's kind of putting one foot in, one foot out, which I realize, but that's just me. And so if you're like me, you might find this one interesting. So um, this automation is triggered when a contact's created and they have the tag cash outreach tied to it. So this is anybody we're going to be going to with a cash offer proposal. So once again, expireds, notice of defaults, notice of sales, in a very short and kind of curious way, asking them, hey, would you be open to a cash offer on your house? What we do is drip through 45 a day. So on a Saturday, I can upload a list of 2,000 people. It's going to wait until Monday at 9:15 in the morning to actually start it, and it's only going to send out 45 texts a day. That, in my mind, is a very manageable amount. If I get 25 responses, I know I can respond to all 25 of those people. I'm not going out and mass sending thousands and thousands of texts every day because of two things. One, your phone number is going to get flagged right away. If you even send 200 texts a day, all at once and it's the exact same message, your phone numbers are going to get flagged. It's not going to deliver. The carriers are going to flag it and just it's going to error out and you're going to get your phone number suspended. So we drip through between 20 and 200 throughout an entire day at different intervals. And I'll show you kind of how we do that in a second. And then we drip through 45 in the morning and then send one through every minute to make sure they're staggered. And this seems like it's going to be a ton of different paths, but it's really one path in 15 different ways to make sure the texts are going out in different timelines. So we split it into three groups from there. You have outreach that's going out immediately after that 9:15 timeline. We have one that waits 2 hours before it starts sending out the texts. And then we have one that waits 4 hours every morning before sending out the texts. Within each group of three, we have a wait for 1.1 minutes, 5.5 minutes, 15.2 minutes, 19.6 minutes, and then 30.7 minutes. Once again, just to make sure either Apple or your carrier doesn't think it's going through an automation. So by dripping only 45 in, sending one through every minute, and then splitting up into three groups, and then five groups between that, and then having a slight variation on all 15 texts. So they're all going to say something along the lines of, hi, contact first name. I'm working with buyers in your area and can present a simple cash offer for your home at, we'll reference the actual address. Are you open to a quick chat? We have 15 different variations of this text that we will go ahead and send out. Um, Once again, the great thing about this is every morning I know we're going out and we're doing at least outreach to 45 new people every single day. It's running without me ever thinking about it. I go and I upload a list usually once every week or two because there's a drip of the 45 a day. I could upload 2,000 and I know only 45 are going through every day. I'm now only responding to people who have given a response. So if they say, stop, don't ever call me again. Obviously, I apologize, say, yep, got it, don't worry. And I move them into a dead lead category. If people are responding with any interest at all, I'm able to then either jump right in and start my manual texts, or I'm able to give them a call and kind of see their current situation, what they might be going through, what their reason for selling is. But this is a way that we have really tried to automate and make the cold outreach a bit easier. It's a little bit less daunting when you do it this way. We like to do it with just one text going out and then calling it a day. We've tried it before where it would send a text, wait a couple days, follow up, wait a couple days, follow up, and until they actually responded, it would continuously following it up. And with every follow up, people got more and more angry, as you can expect. So definitely didn't want to be those guys that are sending 24 texts to a cold person. So we do one text, we use it as an iMessage. If there's interest there, then we take it from there. And if there's not, that person never gets responded to again from us. So, yeah, that was the second route. We use it for GHL for. Wanted to run into one more. How we use GHL for our bundle and save automations. So this is all going to be around paid lead gen. So when somebody's filling out a meta form, whether it's an instant form, they're filling out a funnel on our website, anything that's going to be more inbound leads, we also use GHL for. So The first thing we do is when a contact is created based on what the tag is. So if it's link bundle and save, we're gonna have that tag through Zapier, um, link bundle and save tag. So whether it's from a website, from a funnel, from an ad, whatever it is, when that person comes into the CRM itself, they're gonna start with that tag. That tag is gonna assign that lead to whoever that user is that's gonna be doing the calling. It's gonna create an opportunity. It's going to add opportunity owner to the opportunity, and then for this one, we wanted to be able to change out who this assigned person is and really change what we do within those first like couple seconds without having to change the rest of the automation. So this automation starts, it's only 3 steps right now, and then it start adds another tag, start bundle and save outreach. Once that bundle and save outreach tag is added, it triggers, guess what, a new automation. So then we go into bundle and save, new outreach, this automation is triggered when this tag is added. So you can see how when somebody comes into an open house, it's going to tag them open house lead, or based on that contact being created, it could go and trigger 3 or 4 different automations. One's for 12-month nurture, and it's doing the follow up no matter what. And one is immediate text going out and emails going out. So you're really able to pull out different parts of your follow up process and see what's working and what's not working, do some A B testing with it there. So, um, when the contact is added and that new tag is added to start the bundle and save outreach, we have its own set of follow up. So we'll actually put the task notifications in here as well. So assigning to whoever is going to be calling the leads, hey, you have a task. You need to call this person. This is their phone number. This is their email. Letting everything be right there on that text or that notification they get, so they could just grab their phone, click call, and they're good to go. We'll do email follow up right here as well. We do a we've tried both the newsletter looking emails, and then more just generic. It's like you just sent a regular email, and we've gotten more responses, more opens, and more clicks, always with the more generic one. We've tried the ones that look super pretty and they have all the graphics on it and videos attached, and we don't feel like they work that well when somebody's doing immediate response to the outreach. So we tend to go word focused to start, and then slowly move it into the newsletter graphics for more of like the long term follow up and what's supposed to look like a newsletter. Um, but yeah, so we will do call tasks, email that are automated going out, texts that are going out, um, kind of throughout a 10-day process. So this one's not finished being built out yet, but you can do new lead, call task, an email going out, text going out. We're going to wait a day, have another call be assigned out, wait a day, email and call, wait 4 days, send an email. This will be a total of a 14-day process. Um, at the end of this 14 days, what we'd always like to do is move that person out of whatever stage they're in. So if they're in a new lead stage, you do your 14 days worth of outreach and they just never respond to a text, they never respond to a phone call, they never respond to an email. You want to get that person out of there. You really want your pipeline to only be filled with new leads and people who are you're actively working with. So once somebody goes through this entire kind of automation and they haven't shown any interest at all, we're going to move them out. It's automatically going to move them to the never responded pipeline. At that point, you can then once again do kind of whatever you want with it. What we do is then when they move to that never responded pipeline, it triggers a 12-month nurture campaign so that they're still getting some touch points. It's not at the top of our priority list by any means, and they're kind of just out of your immediate sight so that you can really be focusing on what leads are new, what leads are convertible, and so you're not really just wasting your time. So, um, outside of that, one last thing kind of on the CRM, it's super, super important to look at it with kind of the end in mind. So, when we are setting up a campaign, something as basic as setting up the tags correctly can really just save a lot of time. Anytime one of the opportunities get moved, whether it's from new lead to contacting to actively working to not interested to unqualified to bad contact, no matter where they go within the CRM, we add a tag to every stage they move to. Because at the end of the day, 4 months from now, or 6 months from now, or a year from now, we want to be able to go back through and say, okay, how many leads did we get? First of all, that's going to be obviously the total number of contacts that were created. How many of them left the new lead stage and went to contacting. So that's somebody that's a real lead. Doesn't mean they're interested, but they're a real lead and they are who they say they were. How many of them were bad contact? That's somebody who filled out the information incorrectly. You called the phone number and then said, "Oh, this is the wrong number." How many people were not interested? That's somebody that was real and that was a viable lead, but they're just not interested in our program. How many people went through the searching process, the pre-approval process? Um, how many obviously closed? That's going to be probably the most important KPI. But really looking within the more like granular level of it, because it all tells a different story. If we can go out and we could generate 2,000 leads and they're all bad contact, that's a bad lead funnel. That's a bad contact collection process. If we can go generate 20 leads and they all close, then obviously that's great. And we'd rather have that than 2,000 leads that don't ever close. If people are coming in and they're getting into the contacting stage and they're getting connected with one of our loan officers, with one of our agents, but then they're not closing, maybe it's an issue with either who the loan officer is, who the agent is, or what our actual program is. Maybe people just don't care that much about the bundle and save program, and we need to tweak what that program is. Um, Way, 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 way too often do I see people come in, they start putting a budget behind some ads, and the two KPIs they track are how many leads did I get and how many closes did I get. And while those are probably two of the more important ones, there's so much more information that goes into it that you could be optimizing. And are you doing the right cadence and the right outreach and the right text and the right emails? And until you really look at it piece by piece, because they all play a different role, it's gonna be really, really hard to nail down what's working and what's not working. And that's just within a CRM. You take a step back from that and you have to look at what are you posting on social media, what's on your websites, what's on your funnel, um, which is pretty daunting at first until you guys remember you're obviously part of Link. We have professionals here to do all of this for you. So you don't have to worry about doing it yourself, just some things to kind of keep in mind. So you're not just sitting there and saying, okay, yeah, I generated 100 leads this month and none closed. So time to close down shop and I'm done doing paid lead gen. Of those 100 leads, you might be having 20 really good active conversations, and they might be potentially closing in 6 months from now. And maybe you're getting a ton of emails opened and clicked and text responses. It's all a good thing. We might just need to, instead of taking down your paid lead gen, tweak your offering or tweak what you're saying your value prop is or tweak how you're doing the follow up. So, um, yeah, I could probably sit here and ramble for another 30 or 40 minutes on the importance of tagging and KPI tracking and how we do it, but I will stop it there. And I guess kind of recap. So, using GHL in any of the different type of lead gen ways. If you guys are watching the agent launch video, if you're watching the open house module or any of the other courses that we're going to have, everything that we're going to show you guys is what we use and is what is offered to you. There's going to be nothing that we're going to talk about that you guys can't immediately turn on within one day, a few hours. So today we went over how we automate for open houses and automating that follow up, how we automate some cold outreach for potential cash offers, and how we automate our paid lead gen coming in. So if any of those three are interested to you guys, text CREMS. We could jump on and talk more about the actual strategies and how to get you guys set up. Um, with GHL as well, I always say the best thing and the worst thing of it is there's so much that is in there. There's AI bots that you can have actually send the text for you. I prefer to do things more manually, but I know people who are using just the AI bots in it and they're getting pretty good conversions. You can build the funnels. You can have it send Instagram DMs. So if you guys see some of those Instagram ads that say comment bundle below and we'll send you more information. You could tie your Instagram and your Facebook and your Google My Business and Slack and anything you want into Go High Level and send messages from there. So you could be sending somebody an Instagram DM, a text message, and an email all at once without you ever having to move a finger. So um, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing because you could also get very lost in it. So I tend to recommend starting with calls, texts, emails until you kind of get the hang of it and are a little bit better at the automation build out. Um, but yeah, so those are the three main ones we use it for. I will open up to kind of some Q&A now. And like always, if you guys have any questions about any of it, text CREMS, we'll jump on and get it all set up for you. Um, Kyle asked, is your cold outreach text campaign relatively new, or do you already have stats and responses? The iMessaging part of it is new. So the reason I know you should only be sending 45 texts a day and you should be staggering it like we do is because I tried to send more than that and our number got flagged last week. And so it's been down for about 6 days. So today is day one of the new messages going back out with the new iMessage. We did a test about a month ago that was with SMS, so with green text messages, and we were getting about a 6% response rate of people that were generally interested. There's three people we're still talking to right now. We're pretty far off on price, so I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. But it is opening up the door to actual real conversations with about a 6% conversion on conversations right now. And we're hoping that improves with iMessage. So I'll keep you guys updated on that cold outreach automation. Any other questions about anything GHL related or social media related, funnel related, anything at all? Jordan, do you have any questions? Got one. Never mind. How many leads were in that campaign with a 6% response rate? We had 500 people, I believe, go into the campaign. We were dripping out 100 per day. So I think we're right around 35, so maybe a little bit higher than 6% actual good response rates. That's that. Question: the hyperlinks in your original email, can you share those or are they on your website? Yes, we could share them. What I'll do is I will include those links into the school uploading after. So in Tuesday meetings, I'll link out what we use it for. A lot of them just go to the link website itself. And I guess one thing that we really track with what links or what people are going to with the links, we already have that person in our CRM. You don't need to worry about getting their information or sending them to a lead converting funnel or a lead converting website. You can really send them wherever you want. It's more tracking that they opened an email and that they clicked. They showed some sort of intent there. So we usually send them just to the link website or to like our homepage or to a page about our bundled save or whatever it is. It doesn't need to be you focused by any means. It could be just general link branded and it could be the link website. Um, Within GHL, you can set up an automation that if somebody clicks on an email, it notifies you. And once again, the biggest thing there is just that you're having the conversations with people that are interested, that are showing some sort of interest. It's not just you sent an email out and when you follow up with them and give them a call, it's, hey, I sent you an email. I hope you opened it. You know that that person opened it. You know that person clicked on it. You know that person showed some sort of interest so that when you give them a call, obviously you're not going to say, hey, I saw that you clicked my email. Might be a little creepy and they might feel invasion of privacy, if you will. But it's just you're going into that knowing that they've already read what you wanted them to read, and you're able to kind of touch base on it and just say, "Hey, this is Kobe. I sent you an email about my bundle and save program. Did you have any questions on it?" Um, Kyle said, "I could be off here. That seems like a solid response rate." Yes, it is a very solid response rate. We were stoked on it. Um, we think it was because it was a very just generic text and it wasn't too long. I will include, there's a checklist that we go through whenever we're going to do text outreach. Um, it's under a certain amount of text per day. It's under 160 characters. It's saying something that's personalized to them. It's not those generic texts that you're going to be getting from everybody else. That's, hey, I'm Kobe. I'm a cash buyer. Do you have a house that you want to sell? It's referencing their house itself with their address, saying something about who I am, who I'm working with, and trying to keep it under 160 characters. So 1 to 2 sentences. Hey, it's Kobe. I'm looking for a client in Carlsbad. Would you sell blank address? It makes it seem way more personalized. It's not some long text that they aren't going to respond to. And by keeping it under 160 characters, it's usually a yes or a no, or yeah, I would consider it. Kyle, I will show you what we're doing in a second after this meeting. Clayton asked, let's speak after. Okay, Clayton, I will give you a call right after this. Because, yeah, I think some of these cold outreach methods would absolutely crush it on the commercial real estate side. So would love to get that kind of set up with you. You have any questions?
Who do they contact to get automation set up?
CREMs. So if you guys want any automations, text CREMs. If you want paid lead gen set up, text CREMs. When in doubt, text CREMs. CREMs text everybody this morning reminding you about the meeting. So make sure you save that number. For those of you who don't have it, and if you didn't get a text for whatever reason, 310-695-6510 is the CREMs line. So we'll include that in the kind of meeting notes as well. Andrew asked, outside of new lead sources, how to use GHL for past current clients? Do they have automations for birthdays or home anniversaries? Great question. And yes, they have automations for anything. You can add as many custom fields as you want, whether that's dates, whether that's words, whether that is tags, contact types, budgets. It could do math equations. It could really do anything that you want. So by having people's birthdays in there, you can set up automation that says on so-and-so's birthday, notify me, or on so-and-so's birthday, send a text. You could also split it. So an example would be if somebody's birthday comes up based on the type of lead they are or the type of contact they are, do one of two things. If it's a cold lead that I don't really know who they are, I might have GHL send that text out. If it's a warmer lead that I want to do a personalized call with or do some personal outreach with, I'll have it notify me. So you can have a trigger that then splits into 10 different automations based on the type of lead it is or the type of contact it is, whether it's a past client, whether it's a lead, if it was from an open house or not. You can really do whatever you want within the automations within GHL. So we use it for home anniversaries. So once somebody closes on a property, we have the close date on there so that we could see every year when it comes up and just maybe do a quick call or a text and just be like, dude, you've lived at this house for 2 years now. Like, how is everything? Just want to touch base. Or obviously, birthdays are an important one. And just even doing something as basic as when a contact is created and they're in your friends and family source or your client once they close a deal, doing a quarterly update. It could just assign a task to you to say, hey, you haven't reached out to Jordan in 3 months. Make sure you do. And obviously, I don't need to call him if I had talked to him the week before, but it's a great way to just make sure you're not dropping anybody. Nobody's really falling through the cracks. So, just as important as new lead conversion, tracking your current sphere of influence. In the agent launch, we have an entire kind of video around your sphere of influence, how to get people into there, how to do their initial setup of it. So, yeah, definitely watch that as well. All right. Any last questions from anybody? Sweet. All right. Well, next week it will not just be me. Again, it will probably be Jordan and Craig. Maybe it will just be Jordan and Craig and it won't be on next one. But yeah, next week we're going to start a new kind of series. Don't know what it's going to be yet. If you guys have anything you really want to learn about, if you have anybody you really want to hear from, if you want to learn more about YouTube videos, or if you want to learn more about, I don't know, Meta ads or Google ads or cash offers, if you liked the lenders coming on, or you want to hear more about AI and technology, feel free to text me, email me, text Krams, text whoever, and say, hey, I'd love to hear about this. Can you make the next meeting about this? We'll try to wrap it in. We'll do courses around it. Same thing with how we just rolled out the open house course in school. If there's anything you guys want to take a deeper dive in, let us know. We're happy to go through, do the research on it, do the training on it, and then create a pre-recorded course for it that we could send to you. Because chances are, if you want to learn about it, there's a ton of other agents that probably want to learn about it as well. So your guys' feedback is, as always, so valuable to us. If you guys are loving these Tuesday meetings, let us know. More importantly, if you're hating them and you think we're terrible because we need to change 10 things, let us know because we can't make it better unless we hear from you guys. So, yeah, thank you for everybody who jumped on today, and we will see you guys next week.